If you're a heartbroken woman who's tired of feeling depressed, damaged, and destined to be alone after your husband's infidelity, if thoughts of being alone forever, never having closure with your husband, or never trusting a man again are constantly on your mind, if you never want to feel abandoned, rejected, and heartbroken again, then pay very close attention because this presentation has the power to change the rest of your life. My name is Victoria Soul, and I know what it feels like to be utterly and completely devastated. My husband walked into our home on a Friday night at dinner time while I was cooking dinner for us to tell me he wanted to be single, when in actuality he'd already been in a relationship with someone else for a very long time. I felt like he'd walked in and shot me, then kicked me off a cliff. It was the most devastating experience of my life. I felt rejected, abandoned, and all I wanted was to wake up from this nightmare. I'm telling you this because I've been where you are, and I want to help you to feel better as fast as possible. What if I told you there was a way that you could feel at peace, renewed, confident again in just 2 months, without having to numb your pain, without having to pretend you're okay when you're not, and without having to settle for less than you deserve? What if you could look in the mirror and recognize the confident, desirable woman looking back at you, even if your heart feels shattered into a million pieces right now? Well, if you watch this short presentation all the way to the end, I'm going to show you how you can rediscover your self-worth, renew your optimism, and eventually attract the love you deserve while getting the health and vibrancy you've always wanted. Not only that, but I'm also going to show you how to do this in a way that puts you in control of the situation and your life. No more will you feel like a victim of your husband's infidelity. Instead, you'll see the situation for what it really is, which is the greatest opportunity to take your life to the next level. I'm going to show you how to exude self-confidence and radiate inner beauty from the moment you wake up in the morning until you lay your head on your pillow at night. You'll feel safe, loved, and valued, even if that feels impossible right now. Before we get into all that, let me check in with you to see if you are where I think you are. Do you sometimes look over at the empty side of the bed and wonder, where did my husband go? How did I get here? Do you ever avoid social gatherings because you feel broken, like a shell of your former self? Do you ever wonder if you'll ever be the same again? Do you ever blame yourself and obsess over what you did wrong? And most of all, are you terrified you may never fully trust or feel safe with a man again? Well, if any of that sounds like you, then I have a really good news, because none of those things are the real problem. The real problem is that you don't have a system for healing from betrayal trauma and feeling whole again. I'm going to hand you that system right here in this video, but for right now, just understand, once you have it, you'll feel grounded, optimistic, and open to new possibilities every morning when you open your eyes. A sense of acceptance, peace, and optimism will fill your days. You'll feel beautiful, fulfilled, and grateful when you look in the mirror. And you'll trust in your ability to attract and create the long-term, intimate, devoted relationship you really want when you're ready. The bottom line is this: there's a system that will allow you to break free from the pain of your husband's betrayal, rediscover your personal power, and get the love you want and deserve without faking it or settling for less in the next relationship. With this system, everything works. That means everything you've been feeling, all the pain, all the loneliness, all the self-blame, none of that is your fault. You just didn't have a system, and now you will. So before we get into the system and how it works, let's quickly talk about what not to do, because if you're like most heartbroken women, there are 3 huge mistakes you're probably making, and you may not realize it right now, but those mistakes are destroying any chance of you feeling whole and happy again. And I can virtually guarantee that you're making at least one of them. Let's look at all 3 of these quickly right now. The first mistake is trying to numb your pain with alcohol or food, working too much, or keeping busy. This just pushes your grief and heartache down without actually processing it, and every time those feelings start to surface, you slam them back down again, which reinforces the belief that feeling your pain means something is wrong with you. In the short term, numbing brings relief, but in the long run, it keeps you stuck in denial and unable to truly feel or heal. You stay trapped in the past, never experiencing the growth the situation can bring. Here's the truth: there's a better way to rediscover your joy and confidence again, without having to pretend. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a minute. The second mistake is trying to forgive quickly and move on. Now, look, you might be thinking putting this behind you as fast as possible is the mature thing to do, but rushing through your grief is a recipe for disaster, and here's why. If you don't fully process the shock, loss, shame, grief, and anger, those feelings get trapped inside you, and even if you try to move forward, that trapped pain causes anxiety and depression and blocks you from connecting deeply again. You wind up seemingly fine on the outside, but anger and fear, you're not enough, hide below the surface, which sabotages your relationships. What you need to do instead is to be radically honest with yourself and your journey, and I'll walk you through how to do that in just a second. The third mistake is blaming yourself for trying to change to get your husband back. His choices were not your fault, and no amount of self-improvement will bring back someone who doesn't value you or his marriage. Blaming yourself just reinforces the feelings of unworthiness his betrayal triggered, and trying to change gives away your power to someone who abused it. This kills your confidence and keeps you seeking validation from your ex instead of finding it inside yourself. What you need to do instead is reclaim your worth through self-discovery, self-respect, and living by your standards without giving your power away. And that brings me finally to the system I mentioned earlier. Let me walk you through the whole thing right now. The first step to healing from betrayal trauma is fully honoring your anger, hurt, and grief. Many women feel pressure to transcend difficult emotions quickly, but the key is to lean into them, not rush through. Give yourself permission for big feelings, introspection, processing, and asking why. Journal, scream, cry, go on retreats, whatever helps you express the darkness. This cleanses toxic emotions so you can then fill yourself back up with light. This avoids the trap of bottling up your pain or numbing out. Facing your darkest emotions head on is the only way to heal completely. I will help you dive deep into discharging negative emotions through awareness and allowing, energy clearing techniques, and eliminating self-sabotaging patterns. I'm right here with you. Together, we ensure you fully honor and release your hurt so you can then start filling yourself back up. Once you've emptied out the pain, the next step is focusing on your health. When you go through a trauma like infidelity, it'll take a toll on every facet of you, body, mind, and spirit. It's critical to honor and heal the body that houses your soul, to restore it so you can become a healthier, happier, more peaceful person. I help you to become deliberate about healing your body. This changes your life in every way, and it speeds up the process. I give you the tools you need to process what happened and not only get through it and erase the pain of your ex's betrayal, but even emerge on the other side of this viewing it as one of the biggest blessings of your life. Using my detox program for body, mind, and spirit will not only help you heal, but you'll feel better than before, physically stronger, visibly more beautiful, and more at peace within your body. You can be a role model for this transformation for your children and know how to help them if they're ever in this situation in their life. You'll be able to move forward with a renewed sense of self instead of feeling less than. Then once that's in place, the next thing you need to do is take your power back. Bringing your awareness to the present moment puts you in the fast track to healing, and you're able to make decisions from your newly discovered truth, not fear or others' expectations. Recognize that you are enough, you are valuable, and you deserve to be treated with respect, kindness, and loyalty. Prioritize self-care, set clear intentions and boundaries, and take steps daily to honor your needs. This builds self-trust and agency. And then finally, you need to rewrite your story. Imagine the wise, confident, radiant woman you're becoming. Envision how you want to feel. I'll help you to delete old beliefs that aren't serving you and create a new narrative about your life, not as a victim, but as a hero on a journey who chooses growth and joy. I'll guide you to own your value without seeking it externally and naturally share your gifts to help other women heal just by being you. This makes the betrayal a part of your transformation, not your identity. When everything is said and done, you'll feel cleansed of toxic negative emotions. You'll enforce boundaries with confidence. You'll be completely free to start something new. You'll be prepared to meet the love of your life. And you'll overcome the pain of betrayal and trust in your worth, your beauty, and know that you are lovable, regardless of who validates you. Once you have this, you'll have a start-to-finish system for going from feeling like a broken, abandoned, and rejected woman to feeling like an empowered, awakened, vibrant woman in as little as the next 8 weeks. Do you see how powerful this is? Like I said, everything you've been feeling, the self-blame, the anger, the hopelessness, none of that is your fault. You just didn't have a system. But now that you know about this, you owe it to yourself and those you care about to start using the system to heal completely and get ready to attract a new love starting today. So now you have a choice. You can keep on feeling broken, damaged, and joyless, questioning your worth, treading lightly in relationships and never trusting fully again. Or if you want to heal, trust, and attract the love you deserve and finally step into your greatest, most vibrant, beautiful self, then here's what I have for you. I've set aside some time in the next 24 to 48 hours to speak to you personally about how you can apply this system to rediscover your joy and worth starting today. Here's how that works. We'll get on a Zoom call for about 45 minutes and you can tell me everything you're struggling with and everything that's not working. And on this call, we'll put our heads together and come up with a step-by-step game plan for you to rediscover your strength, renew your optimism, and open your heart again, faster than you ever thought possible. And if you want my help to implement that game plan so you start seeing progress right away, we can talk about how to make that happen. But if not, that's fine too. Either way, my goal for this call is to show you the exact next steps you need to take to heal in order to attract the love you deserve in the future. Click the button under this video. You'll be taken to a very short application so I can learn more about you, and then to a calendar page where you can choose an option for an appointment time that works for you. We'll meet on Zoom at the time you choose for your free breakthrough session. And by the way, this is not for everyone. I have 2 very strict requirements you must meet in order to be eligible for this free session. You must be a heartbroken woman who has experienced infidelity and is committed to healing. If that's not you, please exit this page now. And you must be serious about personal transformation and healing and be willing to invest in what it takes to make that happen. I know from personal experience what it takes to completely heal from betrayal trauma and step into a healthier, stronger, more joyful version of myself. But it takes an investment in yourself to make that happen. If you're not willing to do that, then I can't help you. But if you are a woman who's had your heart broken and experienced infidelity, and you are committed to healing, and you're serious about attracting a new, healthy, loving partner in your life, and you're willing to invest what it takes to make that happen, then click the button under this video and schedule your free breakthrough session now. Just a few short weeks from now, you could be looking into the mirror and seeing the strong, radiant woman you were always meant to be, feeling inspired, confident, and ready for new love in your life, and knowing you have the wisdom and worth within you no matter what happens, and that you're becoming the healed, whole, capable woman you were always meant to be. So don't wait. Book that call now. I'm Victoria Soul. Let's talk soon.